All right, we have now live, and everything looks green on my end, so I don't seem to have Shiv's problems. Hello, everyone. This is Hunter Green, and today we're going to be going through Final Fantasy II, a game I've never actually played before. With me is Bograt from Sound Goblin Gaming, and hopefully others will be joining shortly.
Howdy, howdy.
So, let's get this started.
Yeah, here you have your four party members, Furion, Maria, Guy, and Sir not appearing in this game.
But his name is Leon. Is he Leon S. Kennedy?
Sorry, brief headset issue there.
Oh, no.
I, I do joke. You have Leon at the very start here, and you will get him back at the very end of the game. This game does actually a lot of kind of really interesting things. They were trying a lot of different stuff from the first Final Fantasy when they got into making this game, and one of those things was sort of a rotating cast of guest characters filling your fourth slot for the majority of this game.
As soon as we are done with this quote cutscene unquote, I'm gonna be adjusting volume because I thought I'd lowered it enough. This game is still blaringly loud.
Yeah.
I think that's a problem with all the remasters, to be honest.
Yeah, they are very loud games. Some other things that they were experimenting with, we can talk about in a little bit when we get to actual gameplay, but this game does play extremely differently than FF1.
In a way, that's sad. In a way, that's probably better. Oh, wow, we're just going straight into it.
Yep. You are being chased out of your hometown by these black knights.
Jesus! Okay. Well, that was a quick game over. Okay, then. Really, that is the best question to ask while I go check volume.
Yeah.
Okay, now that that's at 10%. There, that's much better. That's an interesting name. Bafsk. Not the hardest pronounce I've ever read in a Final Fantasy, but definitely up there. Man, how fucked up does that have to be that you don't even know your best friend's name? Just calling him Guy. So, for those who are curious, this is the Pixel Remaster of Final Fantasy II. The font might be a little tough to read, but it's what we got. This does not have any of the... This is the PC version, specifically. So it does not have any of the boosts that the PlayStation 4 and Switch versions have. I know that they fixed a number of bugs that people have used as features in the past.
Yeah. So, technically speaking, while the Pixel remasters typically stray closer to the originals, whether NES or SNES, as the case may be, a lot of the for 2 and 3 particularly, they took a lot of influence from like the GBA and PSP versions of those games.
Okay.
At least as far as some mechanical changes, things like that. Here, by the way, is one of the first interesting sort of mechanical differences between 1 and 2. 2 implemented sort of a rudimentary dialogue system where you would have these key phrases that you could learn throughout the game, and when you speak to significant NPCs, you can ask them about key phrases to try and get their sort of take on things or learn more information. But yeah, among the sort of changes and fixes which took place in the sort of GBA, PSP, DS era remakes of these games were fixes to, yeah, a lot of these weird little glitchy things you could do.
Ah, excellent. There is a tutorial room where we came from.
Yep.
I'm actually going to do a quick check in configuration. Cursor memory. Oh, thank God, that's even better.
Yeah, you can turn down the master volume from there and then readjust as necessary.
What I don't understand is why this is not available on the
Main menu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, there's no auto run. I don't even know if there is a run in this game.
I don't think that was one of the added features. There is diagonal movement, which is the Pixel Remaster added feature. One of the mechanical differences you may notice between FF1 and FF2 as you hit the menu screen there is your characters have MP.
Yes.
This was actually the first game to implement the MP system rather than the old Vancian spellcasting system. A change which, if I am remembering correctly, originally was reverted in 3, but in pretty much every like remake version of 3 that's ever been made, they went back to the MP system rather than the spell charges system.
Yeah, I know for a fact that the DS remake they did of it used MP.
3 is, in and of itself, a fairly interesting game. But we'll talk more about that when we eventually get around to playing it.
Trying to see if there's anything interesting here. Looks like it's all the basic stuff. Ah, a person can learn a maximum of 16 spells. That's interesting.
However,
spells have levels.
Yes. In a way that has never happened again in Final Fantasy. I want to say maximum spell level in this is like 25.
Wow.
Yeah.
Skill levels. Ooh.
Yeah, basically everything in this game has levels. So everything you do, okay, 16. 16 is highest spell level, as is highest for weapon level. And the way that it works is when you hit 16, it is mastered and has some degree of like special effect. And then like weapons and stuff likewise have skills and all that. If you actually go into your menu, you may be able to look at skills currently. I believe it should be on status screen.
Yep. There's the weapon
so you
skills.
can see there, you have your skill level, including shield. You'll also notice that you have things like accuracy 1x 70%. These also have level ups that are completely separate from the skill levels themselves. So it is possible for both of those numbers to change up. So something like evasion there, for instance, you'll see like Furion here has 1x 24%. That means that Furion currently has one chance to dodge, and that dodge is at a 24% chance. You can, again, both sides of this can go up, so he can gain more dodge attempts as well as more percentage chance to actually dodge. Now that being said, and likewise, conversely, there are multiple hits, which is what the accuracy 1x is.
Makes sense.
Enemies also have that multiple hits factor. The thing about how it works is no matter how many dodge attempts you have, you only get one attempt per hit against you, essentially. So if an enemy only does one hit, but you have 2x 50% evasion, for instance,
it's still just the 150%.
You still only get 150% chance to evade. You do not get 2 attempts to evade because you have 2 evasions. It's just that as enemies get more hits, you have a chance to dodge more of their hits, etc., etc.
So, real quick, I'm noticing under the HP and MP, the word right. I'm assuming that means what handed they are.
Yes, handedness is a thing in this game.
Interesting.
Also, an interesting thing about sort of the updated versions and remakes and whatnot, you'll notice that your characters have rows, which is the thing that is, again, new between FF1 and FF2. Thing is, in the original FF2, you could put characters in rows, but it didn't actually do anything. in all the sort of remakes and stuff, they actually updated it to like in later games where characters in the back row take half damage, but also deal less damage from with melee weapons and such.
Makes sense. I'm sorry, being hit by an arrow doesn't mean you're old. Also, those are very big barrels.
But yes, the way that the sort of leveling mechanic works is it's not purely based on like XP, from getting in fights, etc., etc.
Right.
It is anytime you utilize a thing, you gain XP in the thing. So anytime you cast a given spell, you gain XP in that spell towards its levels. Anytime you use a particular weapon type, you'll gain XP for that. Anytime you successfully evade an attack, you gain XP towards evasion. Likewise for hitting with attacks on accuracy, likewise for resisting spells with magic defense, likewise blocking attacks with shields. One of the aforementioned mechanics that no longer works and hasn't worked basically since anything but the original release of this game. It used to be that just making the attempt was what triggered the XP gain. So essentially what would happen is you would walk out of this town, get into your first fight, and spend, maybe a few hours attacking, targeting your own party, and then canceling that attack, and just gaining effectively just massive fuck tons of weapon and dodge XP.
Amazing.
You should ask. Ask is the one to use keywords.
I guess I don't have the right keyword for him yet.
Yeah, in general, what you like. When I say they made an attempt at a conversation system, and I say it's an attempt because what it really becomes is rub every keyword you have against every character it allows you to.
Fair enough.
It's not really a particularly effective system because it just doesn't. Sometimes there will be some hints about, you know, how stuff works. So you will notice you have some, stat changes there. So, like, for instance, obviously having the buckler increases your evasion, but having the broadsword increases other stats. One of the things that is removed in this version, and I think is new to this version alone, I do not believe this was in any of the other remake versions, having a weapon on hand other than a stick, basically a staff, made your magic suck ass.
Ah. Hello, Strider. Welcome to the stream. How you doing today?
Yeah, it pretty much used to be if you had like a sword or even a shield, your magic accuracy may as well not exist.
Ah.
But at the very least, that is not the case in the Pixel Remaster. I do not know if that was changed in previous versions other than the Pixel Remaster. I've pretty much really only ever played the NES version, and
oh, it's because it's saying the buckler. Okay.
Yeah, and really just looked up the changes for this version to know a little bit about it.
Ah. Dark Tide. That's the Warhammer 40K game that came out recently, right?
Yeah.
Don't know what I'm looking in. Already saw what I wanted.
The other thing, too, is that even without the sort of glitch, as it were... Ah, yes, this is Gordon. Even without the glitch of, like, targeting your own party and then canceling the attack, targeting, retargeting, canceling, etc. to gain tons of experience, you used to also technically be able to just sort of grind out in like the earliest area and get all your skills super high level before you really even started playing the game. That is another thing that has changed now, in that there is basically a skill ceiling for every like enemy encounter you have. They have sort of a secret level stat, and once your skills have gone X amount above that level, you'll just stop getting skill experience for doing stuff against them. Now, mind you, this does apply basically individually to each skill. So, like, for instance, if you're currently using swords and you have stopped gaining sword experience, you can then switch to using axes and will still gain axe experience against them. Likewise, evasion and accuracy and all that. That is another thing about this game as a sort of indifference to FF1. Your characters don't really have classes. Everyone can kind of do anything. They obviously have sort of their default equipment, which is supposed to somewhat imply what they're leaning towards, but you can really just kind of redesign any character into any mold.
Ah, I should have stayed on that screen. That actually showed progress stuff.
Yep. Yeah, you will see your actual skill progress after every battle.
Huh. Kind of free kills.
That is almost entirely because you bought them all hats.
Ah, not fair enough. And everything leveled up. Makes sense. Interesting that they split the money based on each monster. Oh man, that world map looks so bad.
Hey, at least you have one.
No, that's true. I am complaining about having something that's actually very useful.
Yeah. Again, not a feature in the original version of this game.
Yeah. It is weird how there's some quality differences between the different games of the Pixel Remaster set.
Pixel Remasters, yeah.
Because that just looks really, really bad. Did I just get crop dusted by an airship?
Uh-huh. They're around. For the most part, they belong to the evil empire.
Not surprising. I'm just going right back. Ah, someone did damage. I might actually get defense up. Nope. Ah, there's a place. Gotcha. Does poison not work outside of battle? Nice.
So there are two different status effects.
Oh.
One is an in-battle effect, one is a persistent effect. Likewise, if you... I don't know if this town has a magic shop or not. But you will notice something if you ever find a white magic shop.
Nope, no magic shop. Antidotes really aren't that important when the poison does not affect you out of battle.
I do believe antidotes actually cure the one that is persistent.
Ah.
There are literally two different forms of poison.
Ah, gotcha. I thought you were saying there's two different types of status effects. But no, two different types of
There are.
poisons. That's disgusting.
There are two different types of status effects. There are battle statuses and persistent statuses. It's just so there is a poison version for both types of status.
Ah. In that case, I think I might actually go buy a few antidotes.
I don't think you're going to run into anything with the persistent version for quite a while.
I just like having 5 of them.
Yeah, there you go. Cures venom and poison.
Ah.
If I remember correctly, I believe venom is the battle version and poison... Or no, venom is the persistent version. Poison is the battle version.
Dreadnought, you say? It sounds like something for us to steal. Same stuff.
Yep. Yeah, I don't believe Gadia has any actual equipment upgrades.
Nope. It's a good midpoint for healing if nothing else.
Yep. So you will notice, while this game is the first one that allows a party member to have a bow, they have not yet added the miserable effect of requiring you to also have arrows.
To be fair, I've literally only seen that in 4.
Yeah. They did it once and learned their fucking lesson.
Well,
You came to the wrong neighborhood.
I did come to the wrong neighborhood. Man, it's like a day in Breath of the Wild. Okay, it does the autosave thing. I like that.
Pixel Remaster feature. It has autosaves.
So, don't go south.
Nope.
Man, I'm noticing a lot of either misses or crits. Okay, so there doesn't appear to be any just regular level. It's all just the different stats level up as they level up. Okay.
Correct. There is no just character level in this. It is all individual skills and stats and what have you.
I don't think I've seen that in any other Final Fantasies after this.
Nope. It is a pretty unique system. It does definitely have its ups and downs from a mechanical perspective.
No, I don't know what you are. I'm just Flea. That definitely looks like a wrong neighborhood.
Part of the, like, I mean, the upside is that it's kind of a really unique thing, and it rewards you for it. It sort of goes into a feedback loop of your play style, where you will, you know.
Oh boy. Well, okay then. That looks like Venom.
Yep. So yeah, it goes into a feedback loop of your play style, where like the more you play in a certain way, the more that playing that way, you know, the stats increase for it essentially.
Well, back to that save point.
Yep.
Okay, I'm just gonna head straight north this time.
But the downside of it is like things, for instance, like your HP increases by you losing HP.
Yeah.
If your evade goes too high, you will never lose HP and therefore never gain maximum HP.
Yeah, that seems like a flaw.
It's hard to become that unbalanced, but it is a possibility.
Yeah. Especially if they keep missing me, I'm assuming that increases my evade.
It does have a chance.
Ah.
So, with the exception of like weapon skills, which are guaranteed, all the normal stats, so your accuracy, your evades, etc., those are all just a chance increase. They are not actually a guaranteed increase from use.
You look big and important. Pretty sure you're the bad city. Yep.
Yeah, other way around. Other way around. Actually, this is not the bad city. This is your like hometown that you got chased out of at the beginning.
Ah. Oh wow, she just got cured of poison.
Yep. Status effects, almost all of them, if not all of them, will eventually wear off over time.
Yeah, all the people seem to be gone.
Yep, everyone was chased out of Finn. The duration of a status effect typically is tied to the level of the spell or ability that inflicted it.
Ah.
So when you eventually get your actual status infliction spells, the higher level it is, the longer the infliction will last. And then there are also some that have variable effect dependent upon the level, like they will do different things at higher levels essentially.
May as well get those two working on that. Huh. Entrance to the bar is outside the wall. Interesting.
Yep.
Well, okay then.
Yeah, don't fight these guys.
Nah, I'm not worried about that right now. We'll get better weapons for that stuff later. Darn. I was kind of hoping that'd be a free end.
Nope.
I'm guessing from the fact I've yet to run into any, there are no items hidden in objects.
Not that I can think of, it's still treasure chests for the most part in this game.
Okay.
I don't think they'd really start doing that until the SNES, honestly.
Alright, where am I supposed to be? Is it this town?
There are things to do here, but it's not... So I'm going to be honest with you, I don't remember the actual sequence for the beginning of this game because there's an extremely easy sequence break to do, which I have pretty much always done. When you're out of this fight, try going in the castle in Finn.
Okay.
Possibly.
I got an achievement. Apprentice warrior. So, just a gate there.
I'm pretty sure that is where you're supposed to go. Maybe not, though.
Okay, he blocks the way that way. Wonder if I can go around from the outside up top.
Yeah, it looks like you do need to get to the pub.
Okay, yeah. Not talking to any of you guys. Scott. Well, there's a lot of princes around here.
Well, he and Gordon are brothers.
Oh, okay. There's Prince Gordon, there's Prince Scott, and then, Furion's technically a prince, right?
Oh.
Oh, okay. I like how we have Count Borgen, and we have Furion, but we also have Scott and Gordon. You're not dying, I have potions. Well, we find out what happens if you rest on the floor. Okay. I had to check my morbid curiosity. Could we sleep in the dying man's bed? Hopefully I can make it back to town without needing to use a potion.
You should be fine. The wild encounters here can barely hurt you.
Yep. Yeah, I'm more worried about the poison than I am the actual hits from the monsters. Okay, it does just total the gill up at top the very beginning.
Yeah.
That's useful. Oh no, this lone goblin ambushed us. Anyway. Guild seems to be, or in prices seem to be based on what you were covering with them then.
Yep. Yeah, it is based on the difference between your maximum and current HPs and MPs, actually, for that matter.
And hopefully between that and other pickups I shouldn't need to buy any more potions.
You should get access to the first set of like white magic spells soon enough, which contains cure.
Nice. Oh my god, they did well, they did damage to Maria, who has like the worst defense currently.
Yeah,
But still.
She can't hold a shield with the bow.
Once again, that one bit of poison did more damage than anything else had done, period.
Yep.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, if you go into the character status real quick.
Already gone.
No, but the actual, like, status menu. So you'll notice, like, Firin has, like, 3x74 now for accuracy, hence why they're starting to do multiple hits.
Yeah, I noticed most of them got up to 3. Yeah, like as soon as they reached rank 3 in whatever weapon they were wielding.
Yeah, it's usually tied to weapon skill, but not always like a 1-for-1.
Yep, it went back down to 1.
Yeah. That is a factor in it. It's not the only factor, though.
That's fair. Also, very clearly, it's not an exact match. I doubt we're going to reach a point where Firion's swinging 16 times.
I mean, honestly, unless you intentionally grind for it, you very rarely reach level 16 with the weapons in this game.
That's fair. You're probably who I need to give the ring to. Key items. They have it separate from that.
Yep.
Oh, I expected more from it.
That's because
Hilda.
It's not who you're actually supposed to give the ring to.
Yeah, I'm supposed to give it to Hilda then.
Yeah.
Hilda and the Moonlight Knight. I mean, Mingwu. He fell asleep on the floor. Achievement unlocked. Password, Wild Rose. Oh boy, the Moonlight Knight has joined our party. I'm not gonna lie, ever since I saw his design, it's like, yep, that's the Moonlight Knight. We're in Sailor Moon now.
You could go take a look at Minwu's stats.
Huh.
More importantly, you should go take a look at Minwu's magic.
Dude, share. So, I'm judging based on the fact that I'm not seeing any other versions of Cure. That it's just Cure with a level on it.
Correct. That is one of the things where when the whole, like, 16 spells thing came up, there are not multiple different versions of a given spell. Like, fire is just fire. There's not fire, fire 2, fire 3.
Interesting.
But you may notice you have both Esuna and Basuna.
Yeah, Esuna is the persistent one. Basuna is the ones that wear off after battle.
Uh-huh. Again, a thing which only exists in this game.
Yep. I find it interesting that they have both shell and wall.
Now, what is also interesting to note about Esuna and Basuna, it is not all ailments. What ailments they will cure is actually based on their level.
Ah, makes sense. So if a level 7 poison is applied, but you only have a level 5 Basuna, it's not going to be able to cure it.
No, it's not a level comparison. It is just straight up the status effects are effectively tiered.
Ah, okay, that's fair.
So it doesn't matter if it's a level 16 poison. Poison is still poison, and I believe is still like one of the defaults that it'll cure. But some of the other ones, like some of the higher end statuses, are not going to be cured by a lower end Basuna or Esuna.
Alright, we got Canoe, which means we can go over rivers now. You know, I should have checked to see if Minwu needed any equipment. Yes.
No, he does not. I promise you, Minwu does not.
I completely forgot where he said we wanted to go. Oh well. Wandering it is.
Palom, which is a city which requires using the canoe to get to, so there's your hint.
Trying to think if there's any spots I mean, this is a lake. Ah! Being buzzed by the airship again. Ah, okay.
And I did have them backwards. Venom is the battle-only poison. Poison is the permanent one.
Ah. Palom.
Yep, this is where you're supposed to be going.
Not yet. Gotta check the rest of the town. Oh boy, pirates! Ah, a magic shop.
Yeah, so things to note again about the interesting mechanics in this game. Things like Esuna and Basuna also aren't a guarantee. There is a percent chance. They are basically affected by spell accuracy, which, like I said before, in earlier versions of this game, having like a weapon equipped would make your spell accuracy fucking garbage. That is not the case here, so it's fine. But what is kind of interesting, so Basuna, there are 6 status effects that Basuna will remove. Venom at level 1, Sleep at level 2, Silence at level 3, Mini at level 4, Paralysis at level 5, Confuse at level 6. Past level 6, the point of raising Vasana is just the higher level, the better chance for success.
Okay.
Esuna, meanwhile, removes Poison and Darkness at level 1, Curse at level 2, Amnesia at level 3, Toad at level 4, and Stone at level 5. At level 7, Esuna does have a possibility to remove the KO status from a target and revive them with 1 HP.
Interesting.
It is still less effective than the actual life spell, which typically does significantly more HP on the casting. But it's, it is a very just weird subset of the KO being considered a status effect in this game.
Actually, I should sell my old equipment, now that I think about it.
And Esuna specifically can be targeted on multiple targets, but effectively decreases its effective level by 1 when doing so. So it can only, the effects it can cure on multiple targets are treated as essentially 1 level lower.
Ah. And it looks like the same stuff.
Yeah, it's going to be a little while before you actually gain access to different weapons.
Oh, I guess stock is... Okay. When they say stock, they don't just mean inventory. They mean specifically and equipped.
Yes.
I'm gonna punch the wildlife. It's the same wildlife.
Yeah. So to explain, by the way, since you noticed it in Minu's spell list, the primary difference between Shell and Wall. Shell is a buff to the actual magic defense stat.
Yeah.
It's effectively equivalent to the level of the spell. Wall is a one-time complete mitigation, essentially.
Oh, very nice. I suspect that we're supposed to take that boat trip. Huh.
So,
Puffed. That guy was kind of tough, but not super tough. Salamand is the north, or east is Bathsk.
Salamand is where you're supposed to be going to find Joseph.
Oh, okay. Okay, everyone says the same thing. You have a unique sprite. Oh, so that's it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yes.
We will walk. That's it. Beeline for the magic shop. Come on, black magic. Nope.
It is also worth noting that it's maybe kind of obvious there's no real differentiation in this game. Like, obviously, white magic and black magic are treated separately, but, like, there's no black mage stat versus white mage stat. Magic is just magic. So, any character you are building to be magic focused, there's not really any real reason not to have them have a good mix of both.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm probably going to have Maria be our caster because she's already started with magic stats. And I'll probably have a few spells on Furion and Guy. And our rotating fourth member until we get Leon. That's a whole new messing with Sasquatch moment. Okay, that's obviously the Dreadnought.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, a recolor. That can do damage, okay. Well, it still does just as fast. Good to know. Ah, soldiers, I will not make that mistake again. What's a whole bunch of new mistakes I can make? Fear. Interesting. Ooh, that's expensive.
Yes, magic gets very costly very quickly.
Do you have new weapons? No. No, you do. You have long swords and a long bow.